Alright, so ReZero collab patch notes. The ReZero rerun is here with the new Echidna and Reinhardt, which look pretty impressive. I've already showcased, but I showed the gameplay that they gave us of these two characters. So if you're interested in like how the animations look like and everything like that, my other video shows all that. I'm just gonna briefly talk about what they do again, because again, I've already talked about them. But because it's important, I should mention again. And the rest of the stuff that's in these patch notes coming on for the patch tomorrow on GP. I will go live, by the way, summoning on the banner. Live going for 6-6 on both the new characters and stuff like that on Twitch. It will be at the usual time, like 4 p.m. Japan time. You can just put that up on Google and it will show what time it is for you. But Witch of Greed, Echidna, she gives for every unknown race hero on the battlefield, increases unknown race allies basic stats by 5%. So if you're actually going up against a full unknown team, you're giving your characters 30% basic stats, which is interesting. But you know, on the case that you're not, then it's 15 still, which is good. For every enemy damaged with ally skills, it increases the hero's attack related stats by 4% for 3 turns, up to 9 times. These are all individual blue buffs, which means they can be removed. But the good thing about it is that if you do like an AoE attack, it actually gives you 3 buffs. So it builds up quite fast. She's not much of a DPS though. I actually don't know why they gave her stuff like that. Like, she does have a Sever card. AoE, Sever, triple crit chance. But realistically, when you think about it, the latest character that was a DPS that had this was like, what, Red Sario? And Festival King, actually. But Festival King, I think it works better for him by increasing his damage first and then doing it. We'll see how she does, but she's clearly more meant to be a support unit. That is almost like a hybrid. She does Infect on her other card. Same Infect as like Rimuru. And then her ult increases all allies' basic stats by 20%, unknown race allies' damage dealt by 35% for 2 turns, and increases damage dealt, and inflicts damage equals to 600. So, on the fact that she, increases her attack stats by quite a lot, she increases her attack by 20% on ulting, she increases her attack here. You're probably going to be using Ram because she's free as well on the team. You're getting pretty high attack, and you're ulting, and you're still going to do quite good damage, even though the multiplier is not the highest. Very interesting character. I wish I had her stats, but I think it's going to be really fun running Unknown. Unknown has so many good options as well. You have, Ram, which is getting an interesting Holy Relic, looking pretty good. Finally getting a 5th weapon as well. There is Rimuru, there's Summer Merlin, there's Emilia, there is more future characters as well. Galfer, there's so many characters that you can run Unknown, so pretty interesting to see. Now Reinhardt, and oh boy, is Reinhardt a weird one. I actually have been thinking about his passive for years now, a passive like this, where it's like random. So at the start of allies for 1 turn, grants himself one of these effects of random. Increases the hero's damage by 50%, increases all stats by 25%, evades for 1 turn, debuff immunity, or gives himself Undying buff, which means that he cannot drop below 1 HP. Very interesting. You get one of these at random, and if you get perfectly the one that you need, it can be huge, but even if you don't, all of these are good. Increases damage dealt by 50%. If you're about to like do your ultimate, it's very good, very useful. It's just like, it will be a little situational, but again, all of the buffs that you could get are good. The only thing is for PvE activities, for the harder PvE activities, if you want to run him in PvE, evade doesn't work in any demonic beast. So there's that, but increasing stats by 25% is kind of huge. His first attack is Flood, and it scales off of HP, meaning that you can just build this guy with HP crit. There's not even like a question. You're not going to build this guy with attack. He scales completely off of HP, just like Purgatory Bond. And I'm assuming they just want to make a Purgatory Bond V2. They even recommend you use this guy with Purgatory Bond. Although I don't think it's going to be his only viable team. I think you can probably run him with Purgatory Bond. but there probably will be more viable teams for him. Flood and Sever, both single target, and both scale off of HP, and so does his ultimate. His ultimate is a weird one. I'm not very happy with the decision they made and how they chose to go with his ultimate. Essentially, so obviously with each ultimate level it increases the multiplier on the ultimate, which is usual, but it's like a festival unit where for each, so level 1, level 3, level 5 max, so for each 2 buffs here, up until like the last one, like from 5 to 6, when he ults, he randomly gets one of his passive effects as an extra outside of the one that he already had. So let's say you had 25% stats as the passive that you got for that turn. Randomly, he will give himself one of the other ones. Except that for each of these level of buffs, of ultimate levels, instead he gets 2, 3, or 4. So at 6/6, he actually gets his full passive for one turn, which is pretty big. It's a pretty big difference. Not very pleased with the decision they made this. If they were going to go all the way with this, I probably could have gone. Because realistically, right, the increase in HP is already very significant as it is. Like, if you have the increased stats by 25% buff, it's going to be such an increase of damage compared to everything else. Especially compared to like the Undying buff, like the debuff immunity. And even the damage increase by 50% is not even as big as, like, increasing your HP by 25% is like even more damage than increasing damage by 50%. So, he's still going to be very powerful. The way his passive works, I again wish I could see his stats, because if he has really good stats, he's going to be really cracked. So yeah, these are the characters. Again, I'll showcase them and I'll be able to have more clear opinions. Right now I streamed for like 8 hours and I'm recording this. I'm very tired, so I don't want to think too much, but when I end up showcasing the units, I'm going to be having a more clear picture of it. They're going to be both 0.5 on the banner. You got the 4 old characters and the stinky 7 Deadly Sin coin characters that plague banners till this day. Stop. Oh, but I mean, we knew it was going to be terrible. We knew this banner was going to be ass. It is what it is. At 300 you get random SSR, at 600 you get one of these. Now, the old characters and the new ones are getting holy relics. So I haven't even talked about the relics for the new characters. Let me actually zoom in a little bit. So for Echidna, you can't see really the name here, but for Echidna, the first one, increases heroes damage dealt to debuffed enemies by 35% and decreases damage received by 15% from those debuffed enemies. It's good. I mean, it's not the greatest thing ever. Increasing damage is not the same as increasing like attack. The way damage increase is calculated in this game, it really isn't as significant as you would expect it to be. Like when you think, oh, it increases damage by 50%, you think, oh, it's gonna straight up just increase the damage by 50%, but it doesn't. The way the math works is different, but it's still not bad actually. On her team, you're likely going to have all enemies debuffed at all times anyways, so it works out well. For Reinhardt, increases heroes max HP by 6% and crit chance by 4% every time an ally uses a skill. Basically perfect for him, because obviously he wants to have the most HP possible. And crit chance as well, because you crits do scale with HP. So some people still don't know that from Ban. Emilia, probably the worst relic actually. It's in contention with Ram. So increases heroes damage dealt to frozen enemies by 100%. Terrible, awful, atrocious holy relic. I'm guessing they gave her this so that she wouldn't like outshine the new characters with how annoying she would be if she got a good relic. Still very unfortunate that, it's such a terrible relic, because for the way it reads, right? It seems like it's only her that gets damage increased on enemies. And if you're not ulting with Emilia, you're not doing damage with her at all. So like, it's completely pointless. And even if you do actually do extra damage with the allies as well, on the best case scenario, you're never gonna freeze the enemy first and then attack them. That's the waste of a freeze. You freeze them at the end of the turn, so they are frozen the following turn. It's just like, The only way this would actually work well is if they double attack Emilia and get frozen like themselves. And at that point, they're already screwed anyways. Like, I don't know. Ram, the blue-haired one. For every hero on the battlefield as of the same race as the hero, it increases the hero's basic stats by 10%. I wonder if she counts or not, but if she counts and you just have your team unknown, that's 30% basic stats. And if it's everyone on the battlefield is unknown, it's 60% basic stats. On top of Echidna's increase as well, Rem is going to be looking good. Yeah, Rem is going to be looking pretty good. I'm very excited for this, especially because she's free. Haven't got there yet, but both Rem and Rem, you can see it on the left here is cutting. Both of these sisters are free. So, increases the heroes, so this is Rem. The pink hair one increases hero attack with stats by 30% when using the rupture skill, so the AoE. Pretty pointless. It could come in handy, I guess, but not really. Beatrice, though, has the most exciting of all relics. Now, I'm not going to claim that she's going to be really good with this relic, but at least I think she's going to be runnable. She's going to be fun to run. Like, she was just completely terrible before, and now I think she's going to be actually kind of fun. It increases heroes' crit chance and crit damage by 80%. Now, so I checked her stats, right? Now she's going to have 165% crit chance and 205, I think, 207% crit damage. She's going to be actually doing quite decent damage. She's not going to be the most. I think the rest of her stats are still pretty low. But hopefully the attack on this relic is quite high and they don't shaft her on that way. In any case, I am actually going to be making UR attack crit damage for Beatrice. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun. Of course, we got Echidna's cosmetics and Reinhardt's cosmetics as well. New cosmetics for Emilia, Ram, and Beatrice. And Ram actually gets a free UR set. If they were gonna give one free UR set, I don't understand why they didn't give all of them, but okay. The old ones return as well. There's been some UI improvements. It's very simple stuff. You can now register like instantly XP pots and SA coins as well. And you can cook food better on the spot. Now, Rem, the pink hair one, is going to be free through login bonus at the 14th day. You get her for free, so make sure to log in every single day alongside some gems, pendants, SA coins, stuff like that. And then Ram, you get for free through the missions, gotcha 3 times, bingo 10 times, there's bingo of course, clear the event 2 times, clear event boss 6 times, and 6 in the shop, okay. So you're a little bit like time gated, you have to wait for the reset, but regardless, Rem's free, that's pretty epic, because actually, again, like that relic looks pretty good. There's a story event, and if you do, I'm pretty sure you get like 2 holy relics, so if you just want to do it like instantly so you can get the relics with new characters, that's probably the way to go. And bingo, usual stuff. You can get on the bingo, you get the free Ram cosmetic, full set UR. This new like rabbit event, it looks pretty easy. And I'm assuming next week, Petelgus, I literally just watched season 2 and I don't know how to say his name, is coming back. I'm assuming, I don't know what it says right here. I'm assuming it says that. Because I don't think it is coming in this patch. Then, these are the rewards you can get. The old cosmetics, they were free before, and the relic. King Exchange is back. New costume for Freyr on the Hawk Pass. No cosmetic for the Assault Boys, but okay. And then, unfortunately, also, you can actually choose one of these 3 to be your login gifter. But I looked at the other patch notes, no red Tarmiel on SSR tickets. Okay. I thought, Green Sauriel was added to SSR tickets when the Slime collab released. And I was thinking maybe they were waiting for the next collab to add red Tarmiel as well. I was wrong. I can't wait any longer. I need Red Terminal on my global account, please. Please, Netmarble. My free-to-play account needs it. But yeah. So, of course, you can also exchange if you pull, like, dupes of characters you already have maxed out or that you don't want to dupe. Like, you know, I like the new Beatrice relic, but realistically, right? Realistically, if you pull, like, 4 Beatrices, you're exchanging it for, like, Reinhardt or Echidna. Like, being real, right? So, let me know what you think of this whole patch. I mean, the collab is good. I wish that there was more content. It seems there's only like one new event and that's it. Wish there was more content. But other than that, the true free characters is pretty cool. I like that they did that. So, that's about it.